Hello, my second grade scientists. Now, we have been learning all about plants and how they depend on animals, right? Through our pollinators and all of that. So now today is a little bit different. The name of our lesson is called We Scream for Ice Cream. What does that have to do with plants? Anyone have an idea? Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of, tell you how. But first, how many of you like vanilla ice cream? I love vanilla ice cream. And it could even be chocolate ice cream, but we're going to focus right now on vanilla ice cream. Now, you got to think, where does vanilla come from? Does anyone know? Well, you're about to find out. So, vanilla ice cream is made from a plant seed called the vanilla bean pod. That's right. Vanilla comes from a plant, from a seed. We get vanilla that way, and it comes with these beautiful flowers. So what are we going to learn about this? Oh, there's the pods, the vanilla beans. They're very green, and then they get dried out, and they actually turn brown, just like that. And then you can grind them and crush them up and use them in things like vanilla ice cream. So now we're going to find out why we need to know so much about this vanilla orchid, where the vanilla bean comes from. So come along and watch with me.
Why are these people dancing? It's 2 days before Christmas, but that's not the reason. They are celebrating the building of a new house. Just how that house was built and why that's important is the reason why I'm here. That's me, by the way, a kid from Brooklyn, a third of the world away from home. Yes, Christmas in Uganda is a lot warmer than Christmas in Bay Ridge. But no matter where I go, it's clear. You can take the boy out of Brooklyn, but you can't take the Brooklyn out of the boy. I'm Chris Bastianelli, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I've been sent on a mission by Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream to explore the benefits of fair trade vanilla.
Farmers are getting a fair price for their products.
It's Uganda, my friends, the pearl of Africa. And you're coming along for the ride. This is a story about vanilla farmers. And not just any vanilla farmers, but the men and women of Western Uganda who grow, process, and sell vanilla so that Ben & Jerry's ice cream I enjoy so much tastes as rich and as sweet as it does. Fair trade is a way of doing business that accounts for all costs of production and includes a fair price for farmers. In fact, it guarantees a fair price. The farmers then have the freedom to do whatever they wish with that money. I'm here to learn about some of their stories. Hi, Chris. How are you? Nice to meet you. Ava and her family are members of the Mubuku Vanilla Farmers Association.
The children, they are all in school.
Is that a big deal around here, Mama, to be able to send your kids to school?
So much.
Is that a good thing, Kotsibo?
Yes, Kotsibo is so much.
Oh, so much.
It's a big deal because they fair to the market. All the children are in good schools looking forward to university level.
Ava's daughter, Kristen, is in charge of pollinating the vanilla flowers.
Okay.
Seems simple enough. What are we going to do with this thing?
She's going to open the flower.
First, let the pro show me how it's done.
It has a membrane between the male and the female.
Okay.
And the membrane has to be lifted up maternally.
Yes. Why are you squeezing it?
That the male is properly joined to the female.
Does this really make a difference doing all this?
Yes, it helps the bean to grow up to maturity.
Oh.
Then,
what happens if I don't feel like pollinating it?
of course, it will fall off until give you no bean.
Okay, vanilla in the wild, of course, is pollinated by bees, naturally. But here's the weird part. Vanilla flowers are too small for normal honeybees to fit into them. So there's actually a very small bee that lives in the ground that fits into the vanilla flowers and pollinates them the way nature intended. Now, if Ava and her family left it to nature, there wouldn't be nearly enough vanilla to sell because there simply aren't enough of these tiny bees to do all the work. Are you telling me the only way for a vanilla bean to grow is for us to go and individually pollinate each flower?
Yes.
Do you understand the implications of what you're saying?
Very much.
Do you realize how time-consuming this
It is really time-consuming because every bean must be pollinated by person.
I just stick it in the side like this.
Yeah.
I'm from Brooklyn. I never turn down a challenge.
You've broken it.
Do we have another flower?
Yes.
Show me the lucky lady. I can't. I don't have the patience for this. I can't do this. After being personally responsible for the death of 5 or 6 vanilla beans. Is it pollinated or is it dead?
Yeah, you did it.
I did it.
Yeah, it is pollinated.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, if you had me working on this farm, you guys would not make any money. Thank you. This video has been brought to you by Ben & Jerry's and produced by Bridge the Gap TV.
Wow. So in Uganda, they have that beautiful vanilla flower, and it normally gets pollinated by bees. But what kind of bees? Little tiny bees that can fit in there. And they don't have enough. So what do they have to do? What does that family need to do? They actually hand pollinate. That means humans pollinate the flowers for them. And what they were doing is they were doing that job of pollination. So here's our problem. We're going to pretend we work for Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Okay? And what's the problem? What's the problem with their vanilla beans, right? We have to find a way to pollinate these flowers quickly and easily. Now, we saw in the video, he broke a lot of them and wasn't able to, or he pulled the flower off, and it just didn't work well. So we're going to pretend that we're being sent to Uganda, Africa, to design a model of a hand pollinator in order to pollinate the vanilla flower. So we are going to be working on an engineering challenge in the next couple lessons, and we are going to come up with a way to pollinate those vanilla flowers. Are you up for that challenge? So what insect do we know normally pollinates flowers, right? It's our bees, right? Yeah. And in Uganda, they have bees, but for the vanilla orchid, they're tiny little bees that live in the ground. There's just not enough of them to pollinate enough flowers for them to make the vanilla beans. So take a look. Why are bees not able to pollinate these ones? Those big bees, why not? Right? Look at that. If you look closely, it's got that opening, but then it has to go really far down. It's like trying to squeeze into a tunnel, huh? They just can't get down there to get to the pollen and move the pollen around. So we are going to come up with a solution. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to define what is the problem we are trying to solve. And that's the problem of our vanilla flowers, right? And now the word constraints. Do you remember that word? Constraints means what problems do we have? Or what rules? So what are some of the constraints of hand pollinating these vanilla orchids? What is the problem with that vanilla orchid? Okay, so you're going to go ahead and record that, and then I want you to pretend that you are a farmer in Uganda who needs to hand pollinate all the vanilla flowers. I want you to tell me how you feel. Do you like that? Does that sound fun? Does that not sound fun? Go ahead and just tell me your thoughts, because we are going to become expert hand pollinators in the next couple lessons. Take care.